Welcome out to Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer and it feels so right. I'll meet you out on Broadway underneath Shamrock Light. We're gonna have a good time on the patio tonight. There's a party down at Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer on a champagne night. We're feeling all alone and you got no place to go. So come down here and drink a beer on Kelly's patio. Kelly's a fun place to eat and drink. 2902 Broadway.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, Chuck Fitch with the Quincy Society of Model Engineers. Welcome, Chuck.
Thank you. It's nice being here.
I'm so glad you're here. So I was telling you before we got started that I have a schedule. I saw your name, so I had to do some Googling because I'm not very familiar with the Model Railroad or the Quincy Society of Model Engineers. And what I learned is you guys got some cool stuff going on. So before we get into that, I want to learn a little bit more about the Quincy Society of Model Engineers and who you are.
Okay, well, back in 1960, there were some people from Hannibal and Quincy who were active model railroaders, got to know each other, and they got together as an informal group. A number of them had layouts in their basement.
Okay.
So each month they would go to a member's house and operate the layouts and just talk, nice bunch of guys getting together.
Sure.
And then in 74, Gates Radio asked us to make them a 8 by 16 foot layout. They took to a convention, broadcast. They wanted to show new TV cameras and something with color and something in motion.
Yeah.
So then the club, these guys said, we really ought to have our own layout.
And by layout, you mean a railroad?
An operating railroad.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Bill Foose, who was administrator at Good Sam at the time, was in the club. And he said, well, we've got a room in the basement we're not using. It's 16 by about 80 feet in length. And he said, you can use it, but we would like it to be open so the public can come in, because the public can then see Good Sam.
Right.
That's a way of promoting Good Sam.
Absolutely.
So that's how the club got going. In 68, they started printing membership cards. And in the mid-70s, we started working on our layout in Good Sam. And then we wrote a constitution and bylaws. We elect officers every year.
So you're legit.
We're legit. And we're registered state of Illinois as a nonprofit. And dues are $3 a month.
Doable.
Mm-hmm.
That's very doable.
I think so.
Yeah. So you guys, it's at Good Sam in this giant room. Does it fill the room?
We fill everything.
Yeah.
In the room.
Yeah. So I was looking online, and I'll let everybody Google, but if you Google Quincy Society of Model Engineers, you can look at the layout that we're talking about. I mean, it's incredible. And I didn't know it was there. And I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't know it was there because I'm born and raised in Quincy, and it's been there since when?
It was mid-'70s. We started building it, yes.
So now I'm going to have to go check it out. And there is a perfect opportunity to do so coming up December 7th and 8th.
7th and 8th.
So you're having an open house where the public is welcome to come in and watch you run actual trains on this layout, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the layout, because when we were talking a minute ago, we were talking about what it is a replica of and from what time period. Give me a little information on that.
All right. We're modeling an Eastern Railroad, and the railroad we have is Chesapeake and Lake Erie. So we wanted to make sure we had connection with water and some hills running through some mountains. So that's how we operate, and we're an HO scale. When you're in railroading, model railroading, HO is by far the most popular scale.
Which is like what we're showing up
front here.
What's in front
there.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought an engine and a car along.
Yeah.
And you can go smaller. You can go down to N, or Z, or above HO. You've got O. You've got line L, which is 027.
Okay.
You can go to G gauge, and a lot of that people put in their yards. That's big enough that you can run.
Oh, wow.
I talked about it one time. My wife didn't think that was a good idea.
I think it's pretty neat. I can understand why she might have a little trepidation about it, but it's really cool.
So HO is by far the most popular scale. So that's why we went with HO.
And when you're talking about running the cars on this track, it's a legit operation.
We run it just like the Burlington Northern Santa Fe, which goes through Quincy, would run it. We've got a corner, got an L-shaped dispatcher's panel, aluminum, and you've got the lines on it show the main line, the sidings, where the yards are. All the switches are powered on the main line. So if the dispatcher is giving you permission to go into a yard, and he throws the switch and you go in.
Yeah.
And if you're on the main line, he tells you where you can go, and you can't go past that point. Or you probably get in big trouble with the dispatcher.
I was going to say, now, are there multiple cars running on this at the same time?
Oh, yeah. We can run. We've probably had as many as 6 trains going at a time.
On this layout?
On this layout.
That's incredible.
And what's interesting is what I'm holding as a little controller. So the trains we operate, this is what you're controlling your train. It's not connected. You plug it in, and then you put in the engine you want. You'll get the engine you want. You unplug it, and then you operate the train using this.
Remote.
And in each engine, there's what they call a decoder that's wired into the electrical system of the engine.
Yeah.
And that allows you to use this to start it, stop it. A lot of these decoders, when you start the engine, sound like a diesel engine running.
Really?
And the lights, you can operate the lights. You can operate the horn from this. And if you really want to get advanced, I could put software on my smartphone and operate it from my phone.
Huh. Evolution, right?
Evolution.
Man, that's crazy. And I can imagine, so you have this group of people, of like-minded people who love, the model trains, the model railroad, but this doesn't look easy to me. It's got to take some skill, right?
It took me a while.
Yeah.
Fortunately, some of the members in the club worked at Harris, were electrical engineers.
Okay.
They understand this.
Yeah.
So they show me, and every once in a while, I'll ask one of them to come over to my house and give me a refresher course.
Yeah.
And I haven't run I have a layout in my basement.
Okay,
that's
cool.
28 feet long and 12 feet wide at its widest.
Wow. That's incredible.
But with the summer, and wife and I were running, and I had some health issue that limited me from crawling around underneath.
Yeah.
So as it gets cold, I'll get back down.
There you go.
I'll call them and have them come over and give me a refresher course, and then we'll go from there.
So now, when you have this group that it's open to members, I assume, because you want to continue growing the passion.
Anybody who wants to.
Yeah.
We've picked up a couple new members recently.
Okay.
One of them has a young son who plays baseball on a traveling team, so
yeah.
they're there occasionally.
Sure.
We have people from Hannibal. We have people from up near Nyota.
Yeah.
That come down and operate with us. But the first Thursday of every month is business meeting, and then the other Fridays we may be down there operating, or we have a club member who's got an outstanding layout.
Yeah.
And we may go on a Friday night. They may go to his house, and on some Thursdays they're down there. They're running, and public is welcome on the days that we're operating.
Yeah.
If they want to come down and watch us operate and try their hand, they're welcome to.
Really, to try it out?
Oh yeah.
I was going to ask if there's any ladies in this group.
There are a couple.
Okay, all right, because I was like, this is just really interesting to me, and I know that this isn't easy, but I think with the right. Somebody to teach me, right? I just need some instruction.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be really, really neat. And I'm surprised that my husband hasn't gotten into it because he's really big on like remote control cars and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And this seems like the next level, cranking it to 11 with the
cool.
Yeah.
And then at our open house, besides our layout, we'll have 2 portable layouts owned by members in the meeting room.
Okay.
And we'll probably have a display of some railroad antiques.
Cool.
And I may or may not, I'm not sure yet, be doing a workshops on here's how you can do your scenery.
Yeah,
when
how
we
to
were
set
out
it
at
up.
the mall, that's what I did.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, I mean, lots of opportunity to do some cool stuff coming up here December 7th and December 8th. It's the open house for the model railroad, and it when you look online, it's incredible, and I have no doubt that in person, it's just astounding.
It is.
Yeah.
The scenery is amazing, and
And I can't. I'm just
Sunday,
so embarrassed
Saturday.
that I didn't know it was there.
Well,
So
come out Saturday and
Right?
Sunday, 7th and 8th.
yeah. So December 7th, you're going to be there.
We're going to be there from noon till 5.
Okay, and then Sunday you're
Sunday
there.
we're noon till 4.
Okay.
We quit early Sunday because the people bringing in their portable layouts, they need to take them apart,
Gotta pack it up.
box them up, and get them out of Good Sam and get
Gotcha.
them home. So we're only there till 4 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, but still plenty of opportunity to go out and check it out, and it's free,
Yes.
right?
No charge.
Go check it out. Go learn a little bit more about the Model Railroad and the Quincy Society of Model Engineers. I have no doubt it's a bunch of very interesting people.
There are some interesting
with
people.
the same with a common goal, and that is to spread the love for railroads and the layouts. And I think it's
Yeah,
just
and
really cool.
a lot of people had to connect. When I was a little kid, my grandpa Fitch worked for this old CB&Q.
Okay.
I was born in 48, and he retired like in 52, 53. Well, he and Grandma had passes. They could ride for free.
Oh, cool.
There were a lot of trains out of Quincy. So I started riding with my grandfather. We'd ride up to Burlington. The station up there had a restaurant, so we'd eat, and we'd spend all day sitting there watching trains.
Yeah.
They had a train that would go down, switch the Limekills, and go through Seahorn, Hull, Kinderhook to Rockport. And on the back was what they called a combine, half coach, half baggage car.
Okay.
So my grandpa and I would ride that. And when we got south of the Limekills, sometimes the crews would let me ride in the engine.
Oh, wow.
But they had to get past Limekills because a big cheese might show up, but past here,
Yeah.
they're not going to follow us down.
Right.
So a lot of us have stories like that, and that's how we got interested
Sure.
in trains.
Yeah.
In fact, for a wedding gift, my wife gave me a Lionel train,
They're very cool.
and we put that under our Christmas tree
I was going
every
to
year.
say this. So you mentioned that this is perfect timing because a lot of people have fond memories of the model trains that went around the Christmas
Yeah,
tree.
I
including-
always had
yeah.
a model train
Yeah.
under the Christmas tree.
It's so cool. It brings back so many memories. And then hearing your memories about trains, I have no doubt that's what sparked it. So, and a lot of people may not have, they're not fortunate enough to get those experiences, but this can
Come
kinda,
on out and look at it.
I love it. I think it's so
because
cool.
we'll have quite a bit in the meeting room, which is right next to the club layout.
Okay.
And the club layout be running.
Yeah.
There will probably 3 or 4 trains at any one time will be running on the layout.
Perfect.
And you can walk through this. Now we built it a little high, so people are going to have to hold their kids up.
Gotcha.
But we built it at a height because we need to get under it and work
And work,
underneath
yeah.
on the electrical wiring.
Yeah.
And the powered switches
That makes sense.
will need work. So it's a little bit high.
That's all right. People can lift their kiddos up or
Yeah,
they
they
can
do.
tiptoe. Yeah.
They do.
Very cool. So it's at Good Sam's, Good Samaritan Home, which is, of course, at 22nd and Harrison, right around in there between 24th and 22nd. And yeah, it's a free open house. Go check out some really cool model trains, model railroad. Thank you so much, Chuck, for coming and talking to me. I think this is just incredible, and I hope to get out to see it December 7th, December 8th, noon to 5 on December 7th, and noon to 4 December 8th at Good Samaritan Home. Go check it out, right?
That's got it perfect.
Perfect. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank
It
you
was a
very much
pleasure.
for hosting me.
Yes, of course. I hope to get out there and see it. It is incredible. If you don't get a chance, I definitely recommend checking it out online. But for sure, if you can, go check it out in person. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. All right. Coming up next, I sit down with Lindsey Artz, and we talk about Evolve tattoo removal. Stay tuned.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
Welcome out to Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer and it feels so right. I'll meet you out on Broadway underneath Shamrock Light. We're gonna have a good time on the patio tonight. There's a party down at Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer on a champagne night. We're feeling all alone and you got no place to go. So come down here and drink a beer on Kelly's patio. Kelly's a fun place to eat and drink. 2902 Broadway.
And welcome back. Joining me now, Lindsey Artz with Evolve Tattoo Removal. Welcome.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm really excited to talk about this because I don't think it's new, but it's new to this area, tattoo removal,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay, so you're located in Hannibal,
Yep.
Which is just, of course, naturally just a hop, skip, and a jump from Quincy. Not saying that everybody wants a tattoo removed, but if they do, they got to come see you, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me a little bit of background on the why. Why tattoo removal? What inspired this?
I actually watching the videos
Okay.
of tattoo removal. I just found it so satisfying. And so I started kind of geeking out on it,
Yeah.
researching it, looking into it, and then just decided to look into how can I do this myself.
Yeah. So now how can you do it yourself? So obviously you're certified?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
I'm dual certified.
okay. What do you have to be certified in? It's laser technology, right? Or
Yep, laser services,
Okay.
and then laser safety. So I did that with National Laser Institute.
Okay.
And then when you purchase your equipment, then you get another certification and more training
Okay.
that goes along with that machine.
Very cool. And I did watch some videos. It is easy to geek out on because
is.
it is like, I mean, it's almost magic when you're watching this, like it's a light, basically. I'm sure it doesn't feel like a light. We'll get to that in just a second. But, and it's kind of like zaps it, and then the ink is like, poof.
So that's a little bit of a body's reaction. So
Okay.
that's actually called frosting. So the immediate lightning that you see is temporary. That's basically from the speed of the laser hitting the skin. It creates a little air pocket underneath
okay.
the skin. And so that's just the reaction. And then after a little bit, it'll darken back up once that air pocket's gone.
Gotcha.
It usually takes a few hours to a few weeks for your body to start taking those little particles of ink and starting to process and get rid of them.
Gotcha. That's what I was going to ask. How does it work?
Yeah, so my machine's photoacoustic, so it uses sound and a little bit of heat. Back in the day, the machines used to be pretty much all heat with their lasers, so that's why there was a lot more risk of blistering and scarring and things of that nature.
Which kind of defeats the purpose if you're getting rid of a tattoo and then you just have a
Yeah.
scar over top of it.
Yeah,
So-
and some people would prefer a scar, but
Yeah.
actually with my machine, the technology these days, it can actually help improve scars. So if somebody gets scarred while they're getting tattoo, there can be some improvement from it getting removed.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. So it basically depends on, if I'm hearing you right, it depends on your body and your lifestyle and, vitality, I guess, for lack of a better term, like how well your body receives the laser treatment.
Correct.
Is
So
that
there's
right?
going to be good candidates and there's going to be bad candidates.
Okay.
The ink doesn't just magically disappear once it's hit with the laser. That is your immune system, your lymphatic system's job to, seek it out and get rid of it.
Okay.
And so for, healthy people that are more active and that aren't on a lot of medications, no autoimmune diseases, things of that nature, their body is going to react a lot differently. Things will process out a lot faster. There are situations with autoimmune diseases and immunosuppressants, things of that nature, I can't.
You don't go there.
I can't touch them.
Yeah. But how do you know? So I asked you, because one of the questions I think a lot of people have would be, how many treatments does it take? So, but you were, I mean, in that answer, you don't really know until you see them, right?
Right. Well, and even seeing them, it's going to be more of how the body reacts over time. So
Gotcha.
By the second or third treatment, depending on how much things have lightened up, that can give us a good idea if you're going to be a 5 or if you're going to be an 8 or if you could be a 10.
Okay. What's 5, 8, and 10?
Sessions.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So, and then that's based on how, like, after treatment 1, you're like, oh, this one's going to be a doozy, right?
Yeah. And like I said, it depends on the health and the activity of the person, too. And that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. I just want to come and watch. I just want to come watch you do it because it just looks so cool. And you do have the Facebook page that people can check it out, which is really interesting.
Yep.
The one that I saw, you just had a client come in. And so you mentioned, before we go there, consultations. You do free ones.
Yep.
Okay. I think the video that I was watching, the fellow was coming in for a consultation and then sat right down.
Yeah.
Is that natural? Is that normal?
It can happen.
Okay.
So if they have their paperwork all filled out, we all send that online. So
Okay.
as soon as the person would go to my webpage, they can put themselves in, for their consultation. Then once we get that, then they get sent out all of their paperwork to be filled out. So if all the paperwork's filled out and the person's healthy and a good candidate, then if they're ready and, financially and willing, then yeah, let's do it. Let's get started.
Perfect. So then as far as cost goes, that's hard to determine as well.
It is.
So is that when if I'm going to get a tattoo removed, which I love all my tattoos, and we'll get to more of that in just a second, but I can't just call you and say how much I have a little butterfly, we'll call it a tramp stamp, right? I can't just be like, how much is this going to be to get it removed? Because that's not, you can't really determine that,
It
right?
is hard to tell. So we do have an estimated price list on the website, which kind of gives a little bit of an idea of what you can expect from the different sizes. But then once I see it in person, it can be a little bit less. It can fall in the middle of 2 different sizes.
Gotcha.
If something is a larger size, but it's just an outline, it's obviously going to cost a little bit different than something that's the same size, but it's completely filled in with color.
Gotcha.
So, and how old is it?
Yeah.
Has it faded on its own
How
already?
deep, right?
How deep?
Yeah. Interesting. So, and going back to, I love my tattoos, and I know, this isn't, tattoo removal isn't a service to shame anyone for getting tattoos, right?
Correct.
People just, I want you to answer this because it's in the name, right?
Yeah. So it's one of those things that mostly I hear, well, I was 18 and it didn't mean anything to me. I just wanted to do it. It's almost kind of like that rite of passage of, I'm an adult now. I can make this decision to get this tattoo. And then it just doesn't fit them anymore,
Right. Right.
Rather, they don't like what it stood for, or they don't like where it's at, or they don't like what it actually is.
Right.
But yeah, it's not anything of shaming tattoos. I have tattoos. I love tattoo artists,
Right.
and I hope to be able to work very closely with other tattoo artists. And if somebody has, part of a sleeve that they don't like, but they love the rest of it, well, let's work together, see what I need to take out.
Sure.
So that they can put something that they would rather have in that spot.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't think about that either.
Yeah.
So, if you are evolving, right, which we all are, and you happen to get something, I know a few people very close to me that have tattoos that maybe weren't done by a professional, right? And at that time, like you said, rite of passage, you're like, I can do this. I'm big, I'm grown, I can do this, right? And then, of course, it doesn't go away. So, perfect candidate.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool art. I think it's very, it's necessary, and I think it's really cool that it's local. So
I do too.
Speaking of local, you're different in that you're here, right? So
Yep.
where's the closest one?
St. Louis.
Okay.
Yep. St.
Okay.
Louis. I think there's some in Columbia, maybe one in Springfield. But yeah, and that's a lot. If you think you have to go for 5, 8, 10 sessions and
Right.
you're driving to St. Louis and back each time, that's getting a lot of time off work. That's
Right.
a lot of money out of your pocket. That's a lot of wear and tear on your car. And
Yeah.
so it's nice that we can have this little service in the Midwest.
Yes, I love it. And little service, I think don't sell yourself short, because I think it's big. And I think, tattoos are something that although we can love them, they can also have certain bad memories or, just connotations that we may not want to be a part of us, right? So
Correct.
I think it's a very cool service. It's very cool that it's local and I think and it's very cool to watch. So if you haven't checked it out, what's your Facebook page?
It's just Evolve Tattoo Removal.
Okay. Yeah. So go check it out. And then all of the information is on your website if anyone's interested.
Yep.
Right? What's your website?
So it's Evolve Tattoo Removal and it's .biz.
.biz, B-I-Z. Okay. So yeah, you can go check out all that information. Your shop is located in Hannibal. What's the address?
It's 205 North Main, so
Okay.
it's in the historic downtown.
Cool.
So I'm 2 doors down from Java Jive, so come down, have some coffee and some food. And
Yeah.
get
Check it
set
out.
up. Yeah.
Now, do you have before and after pictures people can check out?
Still working on the
Okay.
afters, so we're new enough that we're doing more of a progress
Gotcha.
at this point.
Okay.
But
Becoming.
those are
before
becoming.
Yes. Love it. And then hours of your shop, or how do people set up appointments? I assume it's appointment only, right?
Mhm, It's appointment only,
Okay.
and so they'll do that online at my website.
Okay.
So book for a consultation. You get your paperwork. You come in. If you're a good candidate, we can go ahead and get the first treatment done, and then after that, we can set up for treatments each time that the client comes in. And,
Sure.
And keep the ball rolling.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you have tattoos that you have evolved from, right?
Right.
Check out Evolve Tattoo Removal. And even if you don't, even if you love all your tattoos or you don't have tattoos, go check out the Facebook page. It's very interesting to watch, very cool. I just want to come and sit and watch it be done. Now, does it hurt? I forgot to ask that.
Yes.
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 Yeah. But if you can handle getting a tattoo,
Well, the thing is with a tattoo, it's going to take a very long time. So, it's the scratching and the rubbing and the scratching and rubbing,
Yeah.
and you're sitting there for 6 hours. So with my treatment, it's 2-3 minutes tops. It kind of, it feels like a snapping rubber band.
okay.
And it's very quick. And depending on how many breaks somebody would need, I can usually get, a fairly large piece done in 3 minutes.
So you don't strap them down and be like, deal with it, man.
No,
Okay.
no. Hand them a little stress ball.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
let me know when you need a break.
So have you had any people who are like, I can't handle it?
No,
No?
not yet.
Okay, good.
Not
All right,
yet.
knock on wood. If you can handle a tattoo again, I would imagine you can handle the snapping of the rubber band.
Especially as quick as it is.
Yeah.
If it was a 6-hour process, I could see that it might
Yeah.
be a little harder for people.
I didn't realize it was so quick.
It is very quick.
Very cool.
And it's not burning off layers of the skin.
Okay.
Because I have had some interesting comments, that they just thought you just burnt off the skin until the tattoo is finally gone. No.
No. Any
No.
other misconceptions?
That it can all be gone in one session.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that's one of the biggest ones. And even I think some tattoo artists don't realize, that it's a process.
Sure.
So hopefully that's one of the things that people are able to take away is just that it's not going to be gone overnight. It's
Right.
not going to be gone one time. And then you got to make sure and you got to treat your body well too while you're
Right.
doing it,
Yeah. Very cool. Well, Lindsey, I learned a ton. Thank you for coming on and chatting with me. Again, if you're interested in tattoo removal, check out Evolve Tattoo Removal's Facebook page or website. Lots of cool stuff there, lots of information. And if they have more questions, can they call you? Is there a phone number that
There's not a phone number.
Okay.
And we do have a client portal. So
Okay.
if they are a client, they can contact me through there, through Facebook.
Perfect.
Through the website.
Okay. Excellent. Well, Lindsey, this is very cool. And again, get a hold of Evolve Tattoo Removal for any, mistakes or regrets. Yeah, any regrets, because she's got you covered. Love it. Lindsey, thank you so much. I appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Absolutely. All right. I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for Coffee Talk. See you then.